gains check every day. So my name is Kevin Valentine, the creator of Live Tonight History. And in this video, we're going to be talking about something quite different actually. Everyone's been bringing about this issue. In this video, we're going to be talking about aging and how training can make you age. Yes, training can make you age. You ready? Let's go. So this is a quick video explaining why aging and training correlate, why training can make you age. So think of it like this. Long story short, during my early training years, even before I'd even reached 16, everybody always perceived me as older. Like even when I was in high school, my teacher said to me, "Oh, Kelvin, you look like you are a year 11 student," and I was only in year 7, 12 years old, saying I look like 16, 17 years old. So the reason why training ages you is because when you're going into lift, for example, I'm going to use weightlifting as an example, is because it is very taxing. Training is very taxing on the body, on the central nervous system, on the skeletal muscles. So think about the biceps, the triceps, the chest, the lower back, the hamstring. These are all skeletal muscles. It has some kind of stress on the body. So I'm not trying to say don't ever train. It's just perceived that, especially when you are younger, when you are in your teens or you're in your early 20s, everybody's gonna say, "Hey, you look older." Like with me, especially how still in my 20s, everyone always used to perceive me as in my early 30s, especially when I had that beard as well. People are going to say you look older, but don't, get discredited. There's nothing wrong with age. Age is just a number. And it's okay to look wiser. It's okay to look older. But in general, when you train, if you're, wanting to start your training career or you're in your training career, especially if lifting itself, and do you know what? It's not just lifting. It is not just lifting. If you're doing something that's very taxing, so let's say every day you're preparing for a marathon run and you're running crazy amount of distances, that is still very taxing on the body. Remember, we are human beings, which means we're homeostasis. Homeostasis basically means at a state. Our body prefers us to be at a natural, state. So when you do something above that, it triggers, cortisol, that hormone. It triggers stress into the body. So yes, training, has that stimulus. Yes, it has its benefits, as has its effects. It does this. We all know that. But what people don't tell you is when you train, it ages you. But wait, there is another factor. There's another factor on the other hand. So when you flip that and reverse it, let's just say you are in your late 30s and you are still training. So let's just say, you're 39, you've been training for a long time. What do people say to you? "Oh, you look good for your age. How old are you?" Or people might perceive you just as naturally younger. It's a whole thing of the mindset. When you're younger, people say, "Okay, this person can't have this kind of physique or body type. He must be older." Right? Other way around, when you're in your late 30s, you're doing your thing, people might perceive you as younger. "Oh, he must be at least, 28, but you're really 39, 40, 41. Oh, it's like, for example, when you're older, you can't be perceived as having that body type. But when you're younger, you can't be perceived as having that body type. So it's always like, you're always going to be throwing different things at you. Don't get put off. Don't get thrown off. "Oh, this aging me." It's a natural process. Human beings are very curious. Nature of adaptation, we're always curious of things. Things are always changing. You look like this, but people say, "Oh, but you look younger," or "You look younger," or "You older." So it's always giving a thing where you're going to continue to keep striving. But I'm going to keep saying the same thing over and over again. When you train, it's not just weightlifting. You will age. I'm not trying to say you can look 90, but you will be perceived as much more older and much more mature. I've seen plenty of things. Even in my time when I was 22, people would think I'm 28, 29, 30. It's only because of the training that I had, the training years and experience and how the physique looks behind me. So this is why it is also important to do stuff that are less taxing. When I mean less taxing, once in a while, so as I keep saying, go back and do your HIIT training. Yes, HIIT training can be very intense, but you can still make it specific to who? To who? To who? you can still make it specific to yourselves. Make it short and intense so it's not that taxing on the body. I say that taxing because everyone's different. Depending on how you train, it may be still taxing. So you can limit it. But lifting weights day in, day out, especially if you're lifting at a certain degree or running crazy amounts on a treadmill and you're preparing for like this marathon, etc., the body can be very easy to get into that state of, okay, stress hormone, release that cortisol, I'm going to be stressed. It can be very taxing on the body. So just once in a while, I keep saying, go back and do your HIIT training. What is wrong with doing HIIT? Go back and attack it. Your fat burn exercises, your body weight stuff that are great condition exercises. Don't always just stick to one thing, because if you notice over time the muscle will get tight. Even if you're doing your mobility, etc., the muscle, same thing day in, day out, especially when you're lifting heavy weights year in, year out. Your body, like, look at a lot of bodybuilders, they just become so tense. So yes, going back to what I said before, training can aid you, but there's ways of manipulating that. There's ways of continuing to grasp that. But I keep saying, it is life. Humans are going to keep saying you look like this, but instead you look like that. Oh, I'm 24 but you look older, or I'm 39 but you look younger. You can never please everybody, but you're not here to please. You're here to continue to elevate your game. So if you are starting out that fitness journey, if you're going onto that track right now, focus on you, put your head down and continue to grind, because we age regardless. Stop using your age as an excuse. I get this so many times. Will I age if I go into training or weightlifting? We age regardless. So own that and continue to live the best lives for yourselves. I say it every time, over and over again. Let's go out there and let's continue to live. Let's continue to live to make history. Why? Because you and I and them, we have one life. Gains will be made with or without you. Let's go.